Joining us now with further insight, Senator Lindsey Graham. I watched your interview, and I know you pretty well. I want to take my time. I want to do it right, and I want America to read all of it. Let me interpret Lindsey Graham for the American people. That
you have
means,
a lousy Southern accent, by the way.
Yeah, well, true. I have been told by people it will, with everything comes out, it will shock the conscience of a nation. Do you agree with that?
Well, here's what you're going. Yeah, I think it's going to be really damning and ugly, and people did some really bad things that are dangerous for the country, but you'll only find it on Fox. You may find it a little bit in the paper. Here's what I predict. It'll be 10% of the coverage that the Mueller report got, and that's a shame. So just keep doing what you're doing. Here's the question. It's not what did Obama know and when he knew it. Who told him? And what did he do when he was told? I want to know who briefed the president about their counterintelligence investigation against the Trump campaign.
When
you find that person, you're going to unravel the riddle here.
What about Andy McCarthy's
When you find the person who briefed the president.
Andy McCarthy's contention, there is no counterintelligence ever.
He's dead right.
Unless it comes from the president. It's the president's counterintelligence investigation.
A counterintelligence investigation is designed to protect the country from foreign intelligence operation. The FISA warrant is a Foreign Intelligence Surveillance Act. It is not a criminal investigation. They found out that Dianne Feinstein's driver may have had connections to the Chinese intelligence service. They tell her and she fires him, right? Why did they not tell Donald Trump that we believe some people in your organization may have contacts with the Russians? Why did they tell Feinstein and not Trump? Did they abuse the FISA process? Did they defraud the court? Did they open up a counterintelligence investigation not to protect the country, but to get Trump?
Senator,
these are the questions that will be soon answered.
Senator, I read in the Nunes memo and the Grassley-Graham memo that the bulk of information for each FISA warrant was the Clinton bought and paid for dossier. Okay. Now, we know that, in fact, the FBI, DOJ, everybody was warned at least twice, once by Bruce Orr, once by Kathleen Kavlak. You can't trust it. It's unverified. Clinton paid for it, and Steele hates Trump. But they used it anyway. Then we find out, as we just discussed with John Solomon, that they never corroborated any of it. And when the FBI finally got around to it, around the time of the third renewal or around the second or third renewal, they realized this is basically all total 90+% BS. Why didn't they know that when they signed the first warrant, or did they? And does that mean it's premeditated fraud on the FISA court?
What would be ugly and damning is if you could prove that the document they used to get the warrant, without which there would be no warrant, was not verified until later, that they put no effort into verifying the document before they gave it to the court. They panicked, hey, we got to figure out if this thing actually is true. I want the chart disclosed to the public. I want to tell the truth, nothing but the truth. I want to tell the story. I want to declassify everything that we can declassify so the story tells itself. Here's what I think. I think they put no effort into verifying the dossier until after they got the warrant, and when they tried to verify it, they came up with a dry hole. They're investigating two people here, Papadopoulos and Carter Page. I bet you Donald Trump did not spend 10 minutes with both of them.
I could guarantee it. Did you see the Gang of Eight briefing materials where the FBI identified all the shortcomings of this narrative in 2018, in the summer of 2018? Did you see that, sir?
No, I did not, because I'm not in the Gang of Eight, but I want you to see it. This is not grand jury testimony that will be compromised. This is an investigation into your government and how it operated. Every American should want to know as much as possible. Every media outlet should be doing what these other groups are doing, suing to get the information out. I'm going to meet the Attorney General this week to talk to him about how to best tell the story. I don't want people to conjecture as to what happened. I want you to read it. I want you to see all the 302s that we possibly can give to you. I want you to see the full FISA warrant application. I want to release the transcripts of the confidential informants talking to Papadopoulos. I want you to hear in real time that the guy said, I'm not working with the Russians. If I were, it'd be a crime and treason.
Senator, the following I ask you, do you believe that there's all likelihood Hillary Clinton committed multiple felonies and they rigged her investigation? Do you believe that they used an unverified Clinton bought and paid for Russian dossier that later turns out to be all lies to get a warrant to spy on a president and then bludgeon a duly elected president and try to remove him from office? And do you believe that high intel officials outsourced intelligence gathering to spy on the president, presidential campaign transition, and other Americans to circumvent American law against spying against Americans? Do you believe that's all true, what I said?
There's a good faith reason to believe that it's all true, but I don't want me to tell you it's true. I want you to look at the documents.
What are the odds that Sean Hannity's right on this,
I want you to see the Horowitz reports.
What are the odds I'm right?
I think Sean Hannity, I think you've been right about most of this, Sean. Your investigative team is the best in television. Just stay tuned. Weeks from now, you're going to see the Horowitz report.
Yeah.
Then we're going to start calling these people.
There's a bad accident in my life,
so you can hear from them what happened.
There's a bad accident in my life or some, mid-morning raid at my house. That's not going to be an accident either. I just ask you to bail me out and send a cake with a file. All right, Senator, thanks for your good work. In all seriousness, this is not a joke. This is literally an attempt to rig an election. This is to favor one candidate that should have been charged with felonies. This is about then undoing an election, a soft coup against a duly elected president, bludgeoning him in so many ways that it's unimaginable. This can't happen in this country. We will lose this republic.